welcome back to the channel. This week on the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener, it's all about getting those seedlings in. Plus, I harvest the sunflower heads. Come potter with me in the garden. My name is Dawn and I am the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener. Good afternoon. Well, it's Sunday afternoon. It's lovely out here. A bit warmer than I thought it was going to be. Or it's just me that I'm a bit warmer. It's after 2. I planned to get out straight after lunch. Well, I did get out straight after lunch, but I got distracted. Yeah. So I went out to water the greenhouse and the plants down the side. And then I just happened to progress down the alley and doing some watering there. And then I started pulling some weeds. And then I went out to the front garden. I thought, oh, I must have a look at this, that, and on the other. And yeah. So it's now after 2. I've hauled down a whole lot of veggie plants in the trolley, so they're all ready to go. I've got them covered because with the netting because there's a couple of white butterflies doing zoomies around here and I do not want them. So I'm going to start on the bed that the basil and the tomatoes were in. So I'm going to start with that and I'm going to put broccoli in there. And then definitely going to do spinach where the peppers still are. I do really want to get another bed of spinach in, so I'm just going to have to see how I go. But I'll get the broccoli in and I'll get the spinach in and then I'll see how I go for other places. I've still got that bed and I have it planned out on paper, well, on the app that I use, but I never end up actually following it because things don't finish in time for me to get them in where I think I'm going to get them in, even though I sort of planned that that should finish, so that should follow on. Yeah, it just never happens. So, yeah. But I did broccoli here last year. It did really well. I just do need to be mindful over winter that it does get dry here. But I have got rid of any extraneous issues. I can't remember what it was last year that I had over there that overshadowed some of it. But it's all gone. It's clear. There's plenty of sun. And the broccoli are really good sizes, the seedlings. A wee bit too big, but that's okay. We'll bury them deep because you can bury them up to their leaves because they don't like to rock. Brassicas like to be firm. So get my broccoli in. The broccoli I'm doing is a winter one. I can't remember its actual name. I'll have a look for it and I'll leave it down there. Did it last year. It was really nice. And you can, pick the main Calabrese head, the big head, and then you can just let it keep coming out and it sort of ends up a bit like a sprouting broccoli putting out little heads. So I'm planning to do that as well. Right, get myself together and we will probably do some speedy and a bit of music just to get us going for the week. Change of plan. I went to plant on that bed and it is bone dry. So I've given it and the other bed a drink. They're going to need looking at it another couple of drinks before they're ready to be planted today. So I'm going to finish tidying up the bed that had the lettuce in it and go from there. So we'll still do some speedy, but not quite what I planned. But anyway, let's get on with it. me a bit longer than I thought. Bit of a wrestle. I was trying to get out the stakes that I put in for the lettuce netting. I got out most of them. 2 are broke, but they were fairly old when I put them in and damaged already. But there's 2 that are kind of stuck, so I'm going to have to work on them. Tidied up the parsley that's grown like a triffid. That came from just a self-seeded little thing I popped in there, gave a bit of water, and it's gone mad. So I've already harvested a whole lot and dried it, but I'll probably do some more in the next week or 2, and then I'll have plenty of dry parsley in the house for the winter. My watering of the bed over there and ongoing, I'm up to about the 3rd water, and I've been getting the gardening knife out and stirring it up and breaking it up and moving it around, but it's still really, really dry, so that is probably going to have to wait till tomorrow. However, this patch over here, I put some more compost on the other day, and I've given that a water, so I'm just thinking I'll start working on that. Just got to decide now what to actually put in there. But anyway, I know what I was going to show you. Yeah, so this was old pasture. I mean, that was built on years ago, and these beds here went in good 7 years ago now, I think. 6-7 years ago, yeah. These were my very first beds, these ones that are going down here in the strawberry bed. And I didn't put anything underneath them because I felt that there was probably enough dirt between them, between the pasture and the top. I mean, there's probably a good 40-60 centimetres. However, look what I just found when I was tidying up. That is twitch. Look how long that root was I just pulled out, and I can guarantee that there's way more in there still. But I'm just going to have to keep an eye on it then if it started to come out. But I mean, it's been 7 years, so it's opportunistic, this little one. But I will not be throwing him into the compost bin. He'll go into the green bin because I do not want him to spread. So yeah, if you've ever had twitch, I think some other people call it couch grass or something, I don't know. It's a bloody nuisance. It throws out huge runners and it just goes for miles, and the only way you can get rid of it is just to keep removing and cover it till it basically dies. But its longevity is amazing. I mean, it could be 2-3 years of covering it, and you pull back your stuff and all of a sudden it'll take off again. So yeah, it's just about removing the top, especially this bit here, which is the bit that's actually feeding the root. If you can keep removing that, eventually the lower part will die because it's not getting any food from the top part, and it'll just give out. But this little bugger, he may not have come up from the bottom of the bed. He may be a birdie seedling drop, because he is, you know, sort of in an odd spot. But he was right on the edge of the bed, so he may have come up through. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to look at my seedlings now and then scratch my head and decide what to put in this bed here. I think I might go and have a cold drink too. So I've had my cold drink and done what I need to do inside. So I'm back out now, and I've decided to do the Romanesco cauliflower that I'd done. Now, very remiss of me, I didn't actually prick this out after I'd planted it, so it's a wee bit more jammed together than I'd like. So they've got probably a bit leggier than I'd like, and I certainly don't need that many. So I did water that, and it doesn't feel very dry, wet now. Okay, but I'm going to try and put about 6, I think, in this area here. Might cram 8 in, but that's me, I'm naughty. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I might be able to get 8 in. They don't grow hugely, like big huge leaves, and I do trim them frequently nowadays, now that I've sort of learnt that trick. So yeah, might do 8. Plant 2 right at the end and 2 at this end, and yeah, see how I go. But I'll try and ease these out and see if I can break them up, and we'll have a look at them. Right, this is going to be fun. See if I can gently. Oh yeah, they are moister than I thought. Right, that's 1/6 cell emptied, and there's what, 4 plants in there. They're all good size, so yeah, they should be okay. Yeah, so I'll set the camera up and you can have a look at what I'm up to. For this bed, I only plant 2 across. It's 1.2 metres across, but in the past when I first got them, I did try and cram 3 across, and it was just way too many. White butterfly just come through, blow them. So that's those 4 just teased apart. They've got reasonable roots. I thought they'd be really root bound because they've been in there quite a while, but no, they're not, so that's quite good. I'll plant them up, and yeah, I don't know that we'll do any more speedy, but I'll plant them up and then we'll have a look. So I went crazy and I planted 10. I'm just going to have to be really careful to make sure that I keep the excess leaves trimmed right up, which isn't that hard over winter once you've actually got the nets off. As you can see there, I've got my net ready to go, got my hoops in. I just need to push them in a bit more. There's been a white butterfly floating around annoying the hell out of me, and then Bo decided he was going to come and check me things out, which no problem, except for when he walks over exactly just what I've done. Yeah, so now I don't know that it's visible, but there's little bamboo stakes in around the cauliflowers. The reason they're there is to try and give the actual plant a wee bit of support. As I said previously, brassicas don't like to rock. They don't like their roots disturbed, backwards and forwards with the wind. So just until they get established, I've just got those around there just to give it a wee bit more support. And sometimes even when they're a bit bigger, with the big leaves and what have you, they become like sails. I'll put some stakes around them just to support them so that they're not rocking backwards and forwards. But at the moment what I've got is fine. Plus with the net going over it, it will reduce the amount of wind disturbance they'll get. So yeah, as well as try and keep the damn white butterflies off them and the cats. So I've actually put in some extra hoops. I've got 4 sets here, not because I need 4 sets, 3 would have been enough, but when Lou and Bo, the white butterfly, go away, see what I mean? Oh, go away. I swear they smell them from a mile off. Sorry about that. But yeah, so Lou and Bo use it as a trampoline. Bit of fun. But so I've just put some extra hoops in just to stop them collapsing as much. Right, I'm going to get the cover on and then I'm going to head in, I think, and because it's after 4 now, I've been mucking around quite a bit. So yeah, get that on and then do the rest tomorrow and Tuesday, because Wednesday's meant to be Thursday, and Friday's at the moment, yeah. And I know a weather forecast that far out, you just don't bet on it, but right, there goes that white butterfly again. I need to get on with it. Catch you tomorrow. Good afternoon. Well, it is Monday and it's not bad out here. It was a bit cool this morning. Thank you, Mr. Bumble, for buzzing me. But yeah, I had planned to get out here earlier, but about 10 o'clock I had a knock on the door and it was our local council just telling me that they're going to turn the water off. Now that in itself shouldn't be enough to stop me getting out earlier, but I was actually in the middle of making another batch of harvest stores, so that slowed me down a wee bit. But the main reason why it stopped me getting out and getting going was because I actually needed to come out and water the beds again. I'm struggling a wee bit to try and get the moisture back in these beds that are along the fence. They shouldn't be this dry, but they are. I have been watering them, mainly because I didn't want the whole hydrophobic soil situation, which is what I've basically got. So I had planned to come out before lunch, give everything a really good drink, then let it sit over a lunch, and then do it again. Because I watered this bed extensively yesterday and mixed it up and did the whole, tried to turn it, and I don't like to turn the soil too much, but it's the only way to get the moisture back into it. So yeah, that was annoying. So that didn't happen. So now I'm a wee bit behind. I'm going to have to start with going through and watering these beds again, plus the seedlings that I had planted yesterday. They'll need a wee drink. The bed wasn't too bad there because they had new compost on top and I had watered it. So yeah. Anyway, I need to get a move on. So what I'll do is I'll do the watering and then we'll get started on planting this bed, and probably the one I cleared yesterday as well, with broccoli. Decided I'm going to do broccoli on both these beds, and then I can cover them with the hoops and the netting, and then I'll head down and do the spinach. So that's my current plans. There's way more that needs to be done, but I'm just going to see how far I get with that. Plus I've got the harvest sauce sitting inside cooling down at the moment, so it needs to be blitzed and sorted out. So at some stage I need to go back in and do that. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Okay, so I've given everything a new water. Might have to do that other bed a few more times. Let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, that's way better. You can see how dry it was down the bottom. It's still not great, but it's better than what it was. Might give it another one. Really, really good soak now that the top's wet. And then we'll plant in the broccoli. Brain not functioning today. Anyway, we'll do the broccoli in here. And this bed is narrower than the long beds. This is, I think, just over 600 wide. Yeah, I think 600 wide. So I can get 2 broccoli plants in, but it's better if I stagger them. So put the back row in and then just offset the front row. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this bed and that bed. So yep, get on and water that and then we'll go from there. Right, watering done, and I just grabbed the broccoli. As you can see, they are quite big. These ones I did prick out, unlike some of the others I didn't. Like the red cabbage didn't get pricked out, but these are a good size, and hopefully I'll get some broccoli, midwinter. And I'm thinking I might sow some more seeds in the greenhouse and grow some in the greenhouse as well. Just a little amount every 2, 3, 4 weeks, just so I have a secondary harvest there. These will probably come all out once, but that's okay because I can chop them up and freeze them and things like that. And then I'll have the little heads as well once I've taken off the big calabrese. So these looking good. I'm really pleased with these. I'll just have to net them because the white butterfly, I swear, as soon as I pull anything out that's cabbage related, brassica related, the white butterflies come out from nowhere. So I'll get these in and we'll do a bit of speedy and see how we go. I'll probably have to give them a wee bit of support. As you can see, they're quite floppy, but I'll do what I did yesterday with the Romanesco cauliflower, just put some stakes around them to give them a bit of support, and in time I can remove that. So yep, let's get on with it. I've got to stop pontificating. Okay, so I've got about 10 in the bed that I've just done. I was going to plant some more in this bed, but as you can see from me pulling back the soil, even though it's been watered, it's still dry as, and that's because it's got hydrophobic, which is a pain in the neck. I thought I'd kept up, as I said earlier, the watering, but so I won't be able to plant this bed today. I think I need to leave that and just keep coming back and giving it a wee bit of water, a wee bit of water, a mix. Oh, sorry about that, with quick interruption, and it was the council turning up about the water. Anyway, yes, so I'm just going to have to keep coming back to this, and I will plant the stuff tomorrow. I'm going to go down and check to see what the bed that I'm going to put the spinach in is like. I've got a feeling it might be very similar, as will probably the bed that had the pumpkins in, so I might just have to get on and water that. I should be able to get something in the far end of the bed that I planted yesterday, so I'll just do some watering and what have you and come back to you after I've checked everything out. Okay, so much to my surprise, this bed here with the capsicums in, that had the summer spinach in, is actually ready. I thought it would still be really, really dry, but it's not. It's good. So I have a couple of 6 cells of winter spinach. It's probably not going to take all of them. I'm going to find somewhere else to put a bit more because I want quite a bit of spinach this year. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. The capsicums are still there, and I'm not going to like rip the whole things out when they're done. I'm just going to cut them off at the base so I don't disturb the soil. So I'm going to get my spinach in now, and yeah, be pretty happy with that. I've had an afternoon of interruptions, so it's getting on past 3 o'clock now and I'm still pottering around. So I think I'll do this and then I'll probably pack it up for today, because as I said, I've still got the harvest sauce to sort out and a few other things inside. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. We'll do a bit of speedy and we'll go with that. Okay, so that's 10 lots in. There's about 2 to 3 plants per lot that I've put in there, and they should develop quite nicely. This is the Winter Queen spinach that I used in the past, and I find it does really well over the winter. It's tasty and the family like it. But as you know, spinach, you know, you can pick a ton of it and it cooks down to a teaspoon. So I'm just trying to think where I can put some more. I think all the beds, by the time I've finished planting everything out, will be full. I'm wondering if I can get away with some maybe along the sides of the beds that I put the cabbages in. Probably pushing my luck there. I mean, the other option is to pop it in pots, and I've certainly got enough spare pots at the moment, so I could probably do that. You know, I might put some up on the deck in the shelter of the ewe, because if I put it on the deck in the main part that's open to the southerly, it'll just get decapitated by the wind if we have a really strong southerly through. So yeah, that might be an option. I'd like to have a bit more than this, so I've got 10 plants here. Usually when it's at its full size and what have you, can pick 5 plants and that's enough for a feed, and then 5 for the second feed, but you can only sort of pick every second or third week over winter, so it doesn't give you a lot of feeds. So if I can get in a couple more pots, or several more pots, and maybe plant 3 cells to each, giving them plenty of room, and maybe do a few more pots on the deck, that will give me lots of options for extra spinach, because the family will eat spinach. They're not that keen on the silver beet, but it is what it is. I love silver beet, they don't. So yeah, anyway, enough of me ranting and raving on. I think I shall go in. The easterlies got up. It's not unpleasant, but it's not pleasant either. So I think I'll come back out tomorrow, and hopefully I won't have other things to interrupt me. The weather forecast is looking a bit better for later in the week now, but it's New Zealand. 4 seasons in one day, and never look at the forecast more than 24 hours out. So yeah, I think I shall go and do some work inside the sauce, and I've got some editing to do. So from the talk that the owner from Terra Viva gave us, and I'm going to post that up on the New Zealand Gardening on a Budget Facebook group. So yeah, but it needs to be edited, because at the moment it's just one great big 30-minute thing, so I just need to take out the extraneous stuff. Right, off I go. Catch you tomorrow. Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, and it is stunning out here. There's just ever such a small breeze, just a breath more than a breeze, and the sun's hot, I can tell you. I've already stripped off down to a singlet thing, tank toppy thing, because I've just cooking. But I need to get out here and get this stuff done, because tomorrow's looking a bit weird. Talking about fog for most of the day. I'm hoping that it won't come through, that often we can miss it and often we can get it as well. But I was talking to a friend of mine today, and she says we're now getting the summer that we were supposed to have a couple of months ago. Yeah, she's right. But I've got some more broccoli plants here, and that's my plan now. I have been working on this bed. This was the one that had the extra tomatoes in and the lettuce. Still dry in spots, so I'll probably give it another drink before I pop them in. I've been wandering around popping things. But one thing I was going to do today, because I've been looking at them, is actually cut the sunflower heads off, because they look like they're ready. So might go and do that in a minute. But in the meantime, I'm just going to water this, and I'll take you over and we'll do the sunflowers together. Right, I'm down by the sunflowers, and there's about 4 that need harvesting, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a 5th one down there that's still got its petals. So you harvest your sunflower when all the petals are gone, and that it's starting to look like the top bit is dry. Now, I know that at least one of them is definitely ready, because the birds have been at it already. They've picked a hole in one corner or one part and picked the seeds out. So that's okay. I don't mind feeding the birds. So I'm going to harvest these. I'll move the camera so you can see. You need to harvest them with a stem that's probably about 20 to 30 centimetres in length, so that you can hang them and dry them a bit more inside. These are fairly dry, and hence why I want to do them today, because it's meant to get cold, wet, foggy tomorrow, and then they're forecasting rain Thursday. So yeah, I was kind of keen to get them done today. So I'll move the camera around so that you can see what I'm up to, and we'll get them down. Okay, let's see where we are. Excuse the rustling. So probably around about here. I'm hoping these clippers will do it, because these stems can be quite tough. Oh no, it's gone through okay. Oh, definitely don't need the leaves. I'll cut them off. Right. Got them off. Well, let's have a look at them. So, can you see him? So he's lost all his leaves, and you can see that the birdies have already had a wee go at this one. So yeah, quite pleased with that. I'll harvest the others and we'll take them inside, and hopefully I'll have some sunflowers I can toast, and I'll keep a few for growing next season, but I'll use a few for cooking and things as well. So I'll get back to you once I've finished harvesting them. Okay, let's have a better look at these ones. So this one's got quite a mound to him. You put him on that way, you might be able to see it better. But yeah, he's looking good. He hasn't quite lost all his leaves, though they're just coming out. Yeah, good wind and they'd be gone, so that's okay. He's lost a wee bit of his actual flower bit. That's okay, that's looking good. I'm happy with that. The other two that I harvested off camera, they have a spot, both of them, where they've gone a bit funny. Almost a bit, yeah, they've gone a bit soft and rotten, so I might have left them a wee bit late. I'll have to get a bucket and put them in. But that's okay, I'll take them in, I'll remove that bit and I'll take them in and dry them off. It's just the weird weather that we've been having that's probably, they've just caught on that one spot where it's got a bit wet and mushy, but that's okay, we'll do the best we can with them. So yeah, happy with those. Take those inside and dry them off and we'll go from there. So if you've never grown sunflowers before, they're really easy once you got them growing. And once they get to this stage, you think, oh, it's the yellow bit that's you're wanting to harvest, but no, it's not actually. And I can show you on the cross section that I've managed to clean up from where it died back. What you want to do is get rid of the yellow bit, and as you can see, it's really easy once it's at that point, so it just comes off like that, and there is the seeds that you want. Okay, now they can be a wee bit hard on your hand to get out, but they do flick out quite easily, and these will so there's my sunflower seed. Now these are still quite moist, so once you've got them out like that and lay them out on a tray to dry, I air dry mine rather than bake them in the oven or even at low temps, but yeah, they do. If you live somewhere that's really high humidity, you probably need to dry them at a very low temp in the oven for just a short time. But I'll have a look up how you do it in high humidity areas. Here in Canterbury, because it's usually so dry, you don't need to. You can just dry them on a tray lined with something like baking paper and or handy towel, and yeah, just let them dry till they look nice and dry. Once they're dry, pop them into a airtight container and they do really well. I toast mine up and use them on soups and things like that. Yeah, that's how I like mine. Salads as well, that sort of thing. But yeah, that comes in summer. And I'll save some of these, I'll put some of these aside for next summer for growing on some more, because I want to put quite a few more sunflowers down here next summer because they did really well and they were gorgeous. Right, okay, so now I've got them sorted, I shall get on. I've still got to remove their main stems yet and take out the big sticks that are holding them up that I had to put in to stop them blowing over. So don't know if I'm going to actually tackle that today. Right, I got the rest of the broccoli in and did a few other things around the garden. I've been doing a bit of watering and things at this time of year with all the new plants and they need a good drink. So I finally got down to the other end of the bed closest to the strawberry bed. It's the one that had the courgettes in. I've turfed the courgettes, they're gone. I've still got to cut them up, but they're gone. So I've prepped the bed and I'm going to put in some more silver beet. Now I've already got 2 rows. I've got a row of bright lights and a row of what they call peppermint chard, which is just silver beet with a pink stem. One of my faves is a variety called Deep Green Compact. I think it's, yeah, Compact Deep Green. Get it right, Dawn. So I'm going to put only 1 row of them in. So there's 6 cells here, but I won't need them. I just need 3 cells, and that should give me plenty of silver beet over winter. As I said, the family aren't that keen on it. They will eat it. I have to strip the stem out, but they will eat it. And I do chop up some of the stems and pop them in the freezer to throw into soups, and I'll sneak them into casseroles. They're a great substitute if you haven't got any celery or anything. So yeah, so I'll do that. And then what I'm planning for the rest of the bed, because that will take me to about there, give me a bit of room for some leeks. It won't be enough for all the leeks. I'm still scratching my head thinking where I can put the rest. I may actually end up having to spot them along the edge of where I'm putting the cabbages, which is where the sunflowers have been. And I need to keep one end of that bed where the sunflowers have been for 4 rows of garlic, which I haven't bought yet. I need to go and get my garlic at some stage soon. Only because if I don't get it soon, even though it's not being put in until June-ish, I might put mine in April, I just won't be able to get it otherwise. So yeah, so that's the plan. So we'll do a bit of speedy as I put in the silver beet and the leeks, and we'll see how we go. Okay, so that's more silver beet and 4 rows of leeks, which surprised me I got 4 in there, but you can put them fairly close together. And while I've been doing it, I've sort of been thinking, okay, how am I going to put my spring onions and my other leeks and some of the other veggies I want to get in? And I've decided that I'm going to use the greenhouse. It's good growing space, it's sheltered growing space, and I just need to use it. I was in there today and the chilies are doing really well. I've got several of them ripe, and I got my very first yellow lemonade completely ripe, and I picked that today, so I was really pleased. So yeah, I think I'm just going to take some of this and pop it down in the greenhouse. As I said earlier, I've still got the pumpkin bed to fill up, but that's one end, 4 rows of garlic, and then the rest will be cabbages, probably. I've got Savoy cabbages, green cabbages, and red cabbages, so I'll do probably 4 of each, and that'll be more than enough for us. And I might actually even throw the odd cabbage in the greenhouse, and hopefully they'll be ready in the middle of winter rather than the end of winter, so we'll see. But I've got my anti-bow and loo devices up. Hopefully that will stop them jumping all over the stuff. They've been using the nets as trampolines, so I've had to retighten them today as well. Bless them. But yeah, otherwise I'm about done for the day, and depending on the weather, it might be that for the week. I'll have to see. As I said, Thursday is write-off weather-wise, and I've got to go out anyway. And tomorrow's a bit but if tomorrow's okay, I might head around the greenhouse if it's not good enough here. And Friday, I've got other things I've got to do to get ready for something I've got on Saturday. So after lunch on Saturday, I'll be free, so I can get out there. But yeah, pretty happy with where I've got to today, and I feel that I've broken the worst of the planting is done. So now I've just got to get in the cabbages. Of course, before I get the cabbages in, I have to get rid of those stakes. I think I found a trick for that. So you wriggle them a bit and fill the hole up with water, wriggle it a bit more, fill the hole up with water again, and it seems to come out much easier. So that'll be my task. Yeah, so anyway, I'll catch you either tomorrow or... yeah, no, it'll be either tomorrow or I'll catch you with the coffee and chat. Good morning. Well, it's Saturday and it's a fine day after 2 days of howling easterly winds and some rain, not a huge amount of rain. So we were very lucky. I feel for the people up in the top of the North Island. They've got really trashed again. So fingers crossed they get a chance to dry out. I do sort of remember hearing that there might be another low coming. Hope not, for your sake. So it's coffee and chat time. Got the coffee, though I will admit I've half drunk it already. And we're just going to have a quick look at what we got up to this week. So predominantly the vlog was about me planting up the winter veggies for the coming winter season and getting the seedlings out and things. There was, a bit of an issue with the hydrophobic soil, which took me a bit longer to get the moisture back in. No point planting into soil that is absolutely bone dry, that's just going to repel water. So it's worth the effort to actually get it right before you put your seedlings in. And we also harvested the sunflower heads, so that was great. Needed to be done before that wet weather, so I'm really happy that got done. They're in the garage at the moment drying out, so hopefully in the next week or two I'll be able to actually harvest the seeds themselves. Right, now the important thing, it's going to be Easter week next week, well, 2 short weeks coming up, so I thought I'd do a competition. So I get the details right, I got my piece of paper. So the prize for the competition for the Easter spring bulb giveaway is bulbs, and I'm going to be giving away a $50 voucher from Bulbs Direct. Now, no sponsorship there, I'm doing that myself, so the money for the bulbs will come from me. So it's similar to the last competition, and it's going to be really simple. It's just based on a question, and the answer to the question is in the vlog itself, so you need to watch the vlog, of course. And to enter the draw for the competition, you need to answer in the comments below the vlog itself. No other social media, just on the vlog comments below the actual thing on YouTube. So the question is, how many sunflower heads did I harvest? So the question again is, how many sunflower heads did I harvest? So to enter, you need to pop your comment in below in the thing between the time that the vlog drops until Friday the 3rd of April at midnight. That's the cutoff. The winner will be announced on the vlog that comes out at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of April 2026. Once the winner's been announced, you need to contact me on my email, which I'll pop below and in the description, and you've got until Friday the 17th of April at midnight. So that's Friday the 17th of April 2026, midnight, to contact me. If I haven't been contacted by that time, I'll redraw the whole thing. So just remember, to enter the competition, to be eligible for the draw, you need to do your answer in the comments below the vlog on no other social media, just that. Okay, well that took a few minutes. I even had my foot nibbled on by the cat. Bo came along and took a bite out of me just for the hell of it, I think. Right, I'm going to leave it there now for the vlog. I'm going to get out in the garden once I get this all edited out. It's a nice Saturday and I need to get some work done. So from me for now, bye.